Tonight we're joined by offensive coordinator Nick Sheridan. We'll have Coach just begin with an opening statement about being game week and the excitement about playing with Western Kentucky, and then we'll open it up to some questions. So Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, thanks guys for being here. Obviously super excited. This is just a fun time of the year. You work so hard, and just really proud of the players and the staff for all the hard work that they put in. And we're excited about the opportunity, against a program that lots of coaches on our staff have familiarity with, and a staff that we have a tremendous amount of respect in, with Coach Helton, Coach Summers. They have other members of their staff that has experience in this league and in other great conferences, and they have players that have played in this league as well. So tremendous opportunity, tremendous challenge, and super excited and super proud of the work that the staff and the players have put in up to this point. And we know that it's just beginning. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
So starting to right with Matt.
Nick, I think you were on the 2012 WKU staff that went and played Alabama. What do you remember about that week and then that game?
Oh, that's a good question. 2012. I thought there was really, really great players and coaches here at Alabama that we were competing against. And it was an incredible environment. I can remember, just the songs, the pageantry, the history, tradition. You certainly feel that when you come to a place like Alabama. I can remember specifically hearing Coach Bryant's voice about calling your mom. I remember that being played over the big screen. So it wasn't the most enjoyable day for the Hilltoppers, but our kids battled hard. We had a lot of really good players there at Western Kentucky during that time, and obviously Alabama did as well. So it was an incredible environment, to coach in and compete in.
Spin to the right side, front row with Nick.
Yeah, what would you like to see from Jalen in this first game?
Well, I think all of our players were looking for execution. We're looking for communication, fundamentals, good decision making, playing together, and playing with great effort and toughness. And so I think that goes for every position, and certainly the quarterback's a part of that.
All right, go to the left side, Tony.
Where do things stand right now with the right tackle battle, and just how confident are you feeling about both those guys heading into the game?
I feel very confident in both of them, and as far as what that'll look like to start the game and throughout the game, we'll wait till Saturday before we let the opponent know exactly what that'll look like. But they both have had very good camps, have had very good moments, and we're excited about them.
Back row on the right side, Ryan.
Coach, as the fans learn more about you, Coach DeBoer and Coach Womack, what's a tradition that you do before a game? Any superstitions or anything like that? Or do you eat a certain thing, something that the fans will learn about you?
No, nothing super specific other than, hugging and kissing my kids and my wife, and that's really it. That's enough for me. So, nothing now. I played baseball growing up, but I wouldn't say I'm superstitious, maybe a little stitious, but that's about it.
Go to the left side, Steven.
Coach, y'all have seen the consistency grow with guys like Bubba Hampton and just some of the younger receivers, Rico Scott as well in that room.
So ask the question again. I heard the names.
The consistency of the young receivers, Bubba Hampton, Rico Scott, how they've grown in that receiver room.
Well, I think they've grown each and every day that they've been here. And that's for every young player. And that's for every player in our program. We expect them to continue to improve. I think there's a lot of really quality young players in that room, and I know Coach Shep and TG and the rest of the guys are pouring into them. And I think that's the challenge. When you're a young player, it's usually not a skill issue. Those guys can run and can jump and can catch and cut and all the things that's why they're here. But we're trying to help them just become complete players each and every day. And the guys that you mentioned, there's others in that room as well that are coming along. And their mindset's been great. Their willingness to work and be coached has been great. And so we expect big things out of, not just those guys, but other young players in that room.
Stick on the right side with them with Grace here.
Coach, continuing on the wide receiver discussion, what checkpoints do you want to see them reach in game one?
I don't think there's anything specific to them that's different from the rest of the guys. Kind of to the question about Jalen, what we're looking for in the first game. We want to play winning football, and I think that comes down to doing the simple things really well. And so for all of those guys, specifically for wide receivers, you're looking for them to line up quickly, execute their assignment as fast as possible, make the simple plays, and when opportunities for big plays or their talent to take over, you want to see that come out. But ultimately, I think for all the positions, you want to see just simple execution, good communication, good fundamentals, alignment, assignment, technique, those types of things. That's what we're looking for.
Right side here, Charlie.
And speaking of communication, just how have you seen the offensive line come together as a group over the course of 20-plus practices?
I think there's been tremendous growth in that group. I think the leadership there, led by Tyler Booker, has been outstanding. I think the accountability in the group is high. I think there's a lot of pride in that room, and so they've continued to improve and get better. I think the camaraderie and brotherhood in that room has grown. I think you see guys that genuinely care about one another. I think you see guys that are willing to confront and demand each other because they know that they trust those people. They know that each one of them has each other's best interest in mind. And so, there's been a lot of growth. I think Coach Cap's done a great job, as well as the other young coaches in that room. They've done a really nice job.
Jump on the far left side there.
Hey, Coach, from a health standpoint, can you just give us an update on the status of running back Jam Miller, Jaden Roberts, and other dudes that were just nicked or banged up throughout fall camp? Can you just give us a status update coming
Yeah,
in?
I appreciate the question, but no, I'll let Coach handle all those questions. But I'll let Coach DeBoer talk about any of the status of the players, but I appreciate and respect the question.
Let's go thin left side, Katie in the football.
You've been with Kalen at a couple of different stops, and a lot of things people have said throughout fall camp is kind of how steady he is. He doesn't get too up or down, but is there kind of a shift you see in him once game week comes around, or maybe when the season comes around and getting the game plan ready and stuff like that?
Honestly, no. And I mean that it's a tremendous compliment to him. His attention to detail, his intensity, his focus is steady all the time. And it's a tremendous quality in a leader, in a person. And so, no, I don't. We don't get to game week and then all of a sudden you see a different person. Not at all. His attention to detail is year-round, each and every day, in all areas of our program. And so, maybe your focus shifts to different, parts of, what you're responsible for relative to schematics or, putting together a game plan. But the attention to detail is steady all the time, in all areas of our program.
We have time for another 1 or 2 questions. If there are any out there. All right, Coach, good. Oh, do we have one? Katie, go ahead, yeah.
Hey, Coach, Saban on game day talked about how he visited the second scrimmage, and he said the culture is still the same right now as it was when he was coach. Can you describe the culture here at Alabama?
Well, I think it's one that's, constantly evolving with each new group of players. I certainly think, I appreciate Coach saying that. That's important to us, and we have a tremendous amount of respect for, what he did here and the standard and the expectations that he's created along with the other former players and former coaches. I think it's evolving with each group, and so I think each step along the way, you learn more and more about your team and your unit and your position group, and I think we'll learn more about this group of players after the first game. You practice so long, and I think sometimes you learn more about your team after one game than you do after 30 practices, and so what I would tell you is that it's an unselfish group. It's a group that cares about one another, has tremendous pride in this university and this football program, and they want to do right by each other and the fans and their families, and they've been working extremely hard for this opportunity. And so we're really proud of the players. It's a great group of kids, and they come from great families, and we're really lucky to coach them. Okay, well done.